American Top 40.
I have now the second #1 song in the history of the charts whose title names a real person. The first time it happened was back in 1955 when Bill Hayes sang the Ballad of Davy Crockett. The second time was just a few weeks ago when Jim Croce hit #1 with his story of Bad Bad Leroy Brown. And Leroy lives. At least he lived in the same barracks as Croce when the two of them were in the Army at Fort Dix, New Jersey about 6 years ago. Croce tells us that Leroy was a very big soldier, stood about 6'4", and came from Chicago's South Side. And Leroy used to tell Croce a lot of stories about the fights that he'd had in the bars and streets back home, which left a pretty deep impression on Croce's mind. Well, one night, according to Croce, Bad Leroy went AWOL, and then a month later, on payday, he came back to collect his money. Naturally, the MPs grabbed Leroy Brown and threw him in the stockade. A couple of weeks later, he shipped out, and Jim Croce hasn't heard from or about him since. Well, recently he immortalized him in a #1 song that tells a made-up story about a real-life character. Are you listening, Leroy? Your old buddy Jim Croce has never forgotten you.
Well, south side of Chicago, cleaner than a junkyard dog.
Jim Croce's story about a real guy, Bad Bad Leroy Brown.
Casey's Coast to Coast.